Oh, yeah. Y'all know what it is, Eagles Rare Boxing. Yep. Michael Johnson's Boxing Talking More. Yeah, of course we got sound, brother. I see y'all there. Salute. He said no sound. What you mean no sound? Not no sound in Eagles wear. No, I just wasn't saying nothing. I was doing something. I've been really busy. I get these different job assignments and stuff. So I go out. I just went out to my. I just went out to my front door right now. And sure enough, they didn't send me no assignment. They didn't. They usually send my assignments earlier for me. To get done for the week. So I go outside, man. And I got my whole my front porch is full of boxes and stuff. I'm like, oh wow. And I didn't check my schedule. I usually check my schedule so that way I can make sure all the contacts and stuff is intact. But I kind of just was laying down on my thinking and everything just slowed up. I'm like, okay, so I was like, okay, so I got a little bit of a break for a while. I don't have to do nothing. Well, I always got something to do, but I just said I had a little bit of a break. But that wasn't no break because I ended up getting all them. I got those assignments. I'm like, oh man, I got all this work. So now I got to go back and check my schedule. I got to contact people. It's like, man, god dang. And then I got a huge weekend. This whole week is just gonna be. All I'm gonna be doing is just working. Like this whole week, this whole week, I'm just gonna be. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a whole lot of work this weekend. Yeah, I don't know. I saw you a couple of days, man. I think I left you a thumbs up, at least a thumbs up or something. I didn't leave a message or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. You seem like you've been going in on uh, some of these um, content, these creators or whatever. These people got these shows. You've been going kind of in on them a little bit. Yeah, I try to stay away from people. I try not to. None of this stuff bothers me. It's just the thing that bothers me is with boxing, with the boxing itself. The thing that's bothering me is that the people that probably shouldn't be getting as much credit is getting a lot. They're getting all the credit. You know, which is cool. Yeah, it's cool if that's what I mean. I tell people think that, for instance, like they take Raleigh, they take Raleigh Romero, and people think that he's just a clown. No, he's chinny, no chin, and nothing like that. But I tell you what he is, even if he don't have no chin, and I don't know. A lot of time, you guys don't fall for this stuff, man. Don't fall for this. Somebody don't have a chin. Even if you see them go down and they ain't got no chin, you know, it's not always something that's concussive. The chin issue is not always a concussive issue. Some people just get their equilibrium knocked off by a certain shot. Your equilibrium, that's a lot different. You can get your equilibrium knocked off without having any kind of brain damage or anything like that. So some of these guys, you got to watch them, man. Are they really? I think he is kind of a concussive type of person, but I also think he's kind of a dual threat when it comes to being concussed. I think he has an equilibrium problem too. So everything is not neurological or cerebral when he gets hit. You can tell by the way he talks. He don't slur his words and nothing like that. He's just as crazy as he always been. Now I'm not saying he can't get concussed. He's gonna be very dangerous regardless if he's get hurt or not. He's still a very dangerous fighter. He's really silly, and but he's smarter than what people want to give him credit for. So I'm gonna just say that right there. So he's a lot smarter than what people think. You know. You think he's not all there or whatever, but he's smart though. He's using this mouthpiece. He said, okay, this is what got me here. I talked my way into a big fight. Okay, I talked my way into another fight. Okay, I got beat up by Grandpa, but hey, I'm still here. Okay, people still listening to me. See, what the thing is with Raleigh Raleigh does a mic check. A lot of people don't do a mic check. Like right now, I'm doing a mic check, and I'm trying to talk to Mr. Johnson. That's Michael Johnson, believe it or not. I'm trying to talk to. I'm trying to do a mic check here. It's not working. But Raleigh, he does a mic check. He does a mic check. See, a lot of y'all don't understand what a mic check is. See, is this thing on? Yes, that's old school stuff, But he's like, is this thing on? Okay, all right. I got the audience. I got the people going. That's all you need. That's all you need. You need that audience. See? A lot of people not understanding when it comes to the audience. You're not understanding that. When it comes to the audience. You understand? He has an audience. People either want to see him get beat up, they want to see him have success, or something. It's something about him that makes people feel like they need to see him. Oh, there he is. He said, what it do? What it do, brother? I see you out there, man. Yeah, much respect, man. We always, we appreciate when you come through, man. Yeah, I've been running late lately, but man, this is gonna be a long week for me. It's Monday. I gotta get all my stuff together today. I'm gonna have to wash clothes. I got too much to do, man. I don't want to go get no girl. You know what I mean? I don't want to get a girl just so. I mean, not to use her, but I'm saying I don't want to get a girl just to be having her do clothes and all that. And yes, I find one that loves that. That would be nice. Those are hard to find, man. That's why I don't look for nobody, because it's like they too hard. The right one is too hard to find. It's too many of them out there. I can scrape one up like in a minute. I can just make a phone call and start a relationship. But because I check a lot of them and they lazy. They don't want to do the things that they need to do. They don't want to do it. They don't really want to take care of you like that. They want to be just catered to, not necessarily catered to, but they be wine and dined or something like that. And women, of all ages, they got this jealous streak in them and stuff. It's like, man, nah, I don't know. It's hard to get somebody that's from America that's gonna take care of certain stuff. I'm old fashioned when it comes to certain stuff. I'm like, because of military, I'll iron my clothes and stuff like that. You can iron clothes now, but I don't even keep stuff ironed because people don't iron shit no more. So it's like, okay, you ain't got to iron no more. Man, don't you know when all this new fashion came out and people don't iron no more? Don't you know? Man, I was like, what? I don't have to iron shit? But then I went to go see some older ladies, and one of them kind of like was trying to check me, like, you ain't even iron your shirt? I'm like, nah, I mean, yeah, I ironed it. But I actually did iron it, but she was wrong by saying it wasn't ironed. It's just that I had to drive over an hour, something like that, to get to the house, to get to where they was at, And So just sitting in there, sitting in the car is what wrinkled my shirt up. It wasn't that bad though. She was on some bullshit like tripping. I don't know, but she was trying to insinuate like you need a girl to take care of iron your stuff. Yeah, it would be nice. I'm a reciprocal person. I'll reciprocate back. I'll do whatever. I'll do all the if you're gonna iron and all that, I'll take care. Make sure the car is taken care of. I'll check the oil and all that. Uh, there's girls that can do it, and sometimes there's guys that there's some guys like with the newer cars. I can't even mess with all of them. It's too tight. They got these damn engine covers on there. It's just too much. They make it to where you can't even change your own oil without taking half the engine apart. It's just a lot of stuff that they're doing. Like one of my cars, I can't even mess with the oil, and the oil's at the top. It's at the top of the engine, but it's underneath the cover. It's underneath. You got to move hoses. You got to do too much stuff. You might as well just pay and get it done. Old school. I'm thinking about getting me. I want to get an old school car. I was thinking about it. Cause they sell them like they sell them all painted up and everything now. They sell them, which is cool. So you get your old classic that has good paint, good body work, and all that on them. They cost a little bit of money, but not as much as a brand new car. They're close, but you figure you can get a nice full size car, an old school car that's got nice paint and everything else. I mean, granted, for the way that you drive now, you will be tuning it up a lot more than you would a newer car. But it's not going to cost you as much. At least you'll be able to work on it. If you wanted to work on it, you could work on it. But because a lot of these new cars, you ain't gonna be able to work on them. Everything costs like thousands, hundreds, or thousands. I have one maintenance for one of my cars. My just regular basic maintenance is $800. That's one. That's one schedule, and then you have to follow up with a second schedule right after that. So you got to do a. So there's a $800 and something dollar scheduled maintenance, which is what oil and some other bullshit. That's like what? That's $800 to do what? What are you doing? Has a computer and all that, right? And then the second one after that is like 1,400. So what's the difference? And that's probably twice a year. So how much is that? That's so two bands, over two bands every 2 bands every year. I mean, somebody need their ass whooped on that. 2 bands every year. No, you need your ass whooped. That's simple as that. You need your ass whooped on that. That's too much. That's too much money to be spending on like new cars, new technology, and all this. Come on, stop it. New technology, and you got to spend that much more money. And they giving cars away for free over here now too. You can get an electric car for free now. All you do is make payments, 0 down, and they give you money. Like something's wrong, man. Anytime that they offering some kind of government incentive where they giving free money out, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. I ain't trying to get in trouble talking about these cars, but there's something wrong when they start giving you free money to go pick up a car. Oh yeah, go get one of these. Yeah, we'll go get somebody to pick it up. 0 down, don't worry about it. Dealers all like gracious and stuff. They ain't even trying to talk you into. They ain't trying to talk you into nothing extra and no markups or nothing like that. They trying to save you money. That's not how dealerships work. Dealerships don't try to see you and help you with the money and nothing like that. Nah, that ain't what they trying to do. They trying to gouge every cent that you can afford. They trying to ask you how much you can pay on it. You know what I'm saying? They happy when anytime you say no limit or no, or I can spend 1,100 a month or something like that. That's a good sized payment to be making. They like that. They gonna show you, man. Please, that car that you went to go check on, they ain't even trying to. They're not even trying to show you that car. That ain't the car they trying to show you. They trying to show you something else. Oh, yeah, okay. No, you're a no limit soldier, huh? You're like, yeah, I'm no limit. Okay, no limit. So no limit, they got you there. But back to Raleigh. The Raleigh, he's smart, man. While all these fighters is so called retiring, and these fighters, they're not getting stuff done. All the pitch, these all the weight classes are deteriorating. Like the heavyweight pitcher is really deteriorating. And we talked about Tyson Fury not being the same in the first place. We know that. He talking about knocking somebody out. You ain't knocking nobody out because everybody's catching on to you cheating. They're gonna be watching you. They know that you're putting your hands down in the gloves. Everybody know. You just couldn't cheat on Ngannou as much as you wanted to. You try to hit him with an elbow, but he's MMA fighter. You're not gonna be able to catch him clean with elbows and all that. Matter of fact, you did catch him with one, and it just didn't do the damage that you wanted it to do. And the reason you didn't do the glove gate this time is because if you would have did the glove gate, he would have known because he knows what it feels like to get hit with uh, the bare fist. He knows what it feels like, and you would have got caught. So you couldn't get away with that. So you was trying all your little tricks. You was trying none of that shit was working. So oh shit, ain't none of your shit working. So since wasn't none of your shit working, and he clipped you. And I think that's Joshua will go down from the same type of a punch. He will go down with that stiff martial arts type of a punch. You know, because they're not used to seeing that punch. That in his camp won't even tell him. His camp is not going to tell him to watch out for that stiff, that left hand. They're not going to tell him because he's looking for some kind of a jab. But it's slower, but it has a lot of power. And when it's slow, but all this is involved. All this shoulder is involved. You know, it's not a turnover punch. It's not a turnover punch like that. It's not a punch that, you know, it's not a 90-degree punch. You know, like most punches that we throw, is that you got that 90-degree turn on them. So, but that punch that Ngannou uses, it doesn't have that. It's just like that little stiff shoulder punch, and that's what's gonna put AJ's ass down, maybe out. It's not gonna expect it. They're not gonna prepare for it. They're looking at it like it was some kind of a fluke. But if you go back and look at some of Ngannou's MMA fights, you'll see that he uses that punch. He is putting people out with that punch. So, but they're not gonna get it. Yep, I said the same thing. How you gonna? Clinch against a kickboxer? Yeah, yeah. And see, the thing is with Ngannou, a lot of people ain't giving them. They writing him off like AJ just gonna just overpower him and shit like that. I don't know. I think that man. Now, I would say that historically, for me, that from what I know, is a lot of the African and Asian fighters for some reason. The African and Asian fighters, African, not so-called African Americans. African Americans ain't Africans. I'm sorry. The Africans and the Asian fighters don't have good. For the most part, most of them don't have like great chins. They just don't. But Ngannou seems to be different. He seems like he has a good. Like he's built different. Seems like he has a nice strong chin. You know, anybody's chin can be loosened up, but it seems like he got a nice strong chin. But like I said, that like a lot of the inside, because I know AJ does. He can keep you on the outside, but a lot of his inside fighting, a lot of his stuff, like his uppercuts and shit, a lot of that shit ain't going. I don't think it's gonna go over as well with Ngannou. It's not gonna go over as well. You know, he's not gonna be able to land them kind of shots because you gotta realize, Ngannou he's studying and learning more about boxing. But to see, the thing is, AJ, you're gonna be stuck on boxing, but you're not gonna. They're not gonna, they're not gonna concentrate on MMA stuff because you're boxing only. But some of that MMA stuff is gonna come into play because Ngannou's style is still gonna be is still going to be his stand up game is still going to be uh, slightly mixed into the mixed martial arts style. I don't know if that's making any sense to anybody, but it's going to be that's what's going to make it different. You know what I mean? That's what's going to make it different. What you doing, Bruce? I know Bruce probably out there. Bruce being, I'm listening. He either driving, cooking, driving, cooking, or smoking. Yeah. Now I'm not gonna say that AJ would definitely not win, because it could go in his way. I'm not gonna call it 50-50, but I do give AJ the edge. I put it that way. I give him the edge, but I can see the variables that I can see like these unknown factors. A lot of times people don't take into they don't take into consideration some of the unknown stuff. Some of the unknowns. That just like when it comes to Crawford, I always think that Crawford is a ticking time bomb because of his accident, because of what happened to him. I think he's a ticking time. Anytime you got a foreign object in your head or something like that, I think you might be a ticking time bomb. That any little shot at the right spot, can cause some kind of pressure or something like that, can cause something to happen. Now, I'm not hoping that on anybody, but anything can happen. It's an old injury or whatever, but he's been living with it forever. But I can always see that there's something that can happen to you. You know, he's saying that he didn't think that Earl had the power. Maybe Earl don't have power. Earl has a lot of he. He's just the volume. He hits hard, but he just maybe he don't have that kind of power no more. I think his Earl just outgrew the 147. Man, he's probably outgrew it for a long time. It's like Haney. Haney's not gonna fight. Haney's not gonna be fighting at no 135. And if you see how big Haney is, I don't even see how he squeezes down to 140. It's like, really, you're 140? Haney can fight 147. People act like it's a big jump or something. Nah. It's okay that Bud moved down. Bud was at 135 at one point. It's okay that he moved up to 137 or 147, but then Haney can't. Yeah, y'all get out of here. He don't even have all of his strength yet. His technique for hitting hard is not even there, but he'll still clip you. I mean, just stop sleeping on some of these fighters. Core a bag with Haney, that's who he should have fought. I don't think he would have beat. I don't think he would have beat Haney. And Haney's at 140 now. He ain't gonna mess with Haney. It's too late. You didn't want to fight him, so he just when he decided he moves up because you don't want to fight. I'm not saying that's exactly how it happened, but just all the suspicious stuff happens around you, and now you just want to retire. You want to bring some, but the boxing game is weak. But you want to help bring up other fighters in the same boxing game that you think is weak. I don't know. Is that making sense? Does that make sense to anybody? That you want to bring somebody, you want to help bring somebody else up. The future, you want to bring them up in something that you don't like, that you ain't down with no more. Come on, man. You ain't that. Yeah, that shit. That don't make no sense, man. Who does that? With any business, who does that? Huh? You have a business that you have a burger place, right? But it's just like the business ain't no good or nothing like that. I mean, you just breaking even and something like that, whatever. But then, you about to retire, but you want to bring your family up into it. This is how I mean, this business ain't shit no more. But I think you guys, because I did it, I think you guys should, I'm gonna bring you guys up and let you guys do it because, just that's just the way it should be. Come on, it just stop. Start making some of these things make sense. Because none of this shit is making sense. You know. We try to make sense out of it, and we ain't making no sense out of it. And Michael Johnson's Boxer Talk, or Mr. Johnson, excuse me, was here back way back when I was talking about Valine. I was talking about Valine. I was talking about Tyson Fury's eye. Everybody gets all this thing twisted. They keep talking about scar tissue. It's not tissue. It's not no scar tissue. Scar tissue is something that you take out because it's too much. Lack of tissue would be more likely what you call it when somebody doesn't have tissue. It's not scar tissue. You don't have no tissue there. The muscle's gone. The muscles is gone, you know? You got fibers and stuff in there. You got fascia in there. You got epidermis and stuff. You got your dermis and all that. You have the different layers of the skin. You got different layers of you got ligaments. You got fascia and stuff like that. And you got the certain muscle fibers and stuff like that. Now that's lacking. That's not no buildup. Because when you got tissues that built up, when you got tissues that are built up, guess what? Those tissues are stronger because you got tissues that are built up. If you see somebody with actual like tissue, like scar tissue, like if the word was actually correct, instead of having thinner skin, everything would be thick. It turns into like an armor. It actually takes a long time. If you have it, it takes a long time. Because at one point, I know that I was getting sutures one time and sutures at one point in my arm, and my doctor's like, he made me have flashbacks when he said this. Though he was like, yeah, he said, dang, he was twisting, he was twisting so hard to get the sutures. So he said, damn, you got some strong, strong skin. I know what he meant though. Thick ass skin. My skin is not like that now. It's like paper thin now. I don't know. You age, all the fat leaves your skin. I don't know, something. But yeah, it's a thick skin. But eventually, all your thick skin disappears too. Though it starts to, when you say it thins out after a while. It tries to it tries to get back to like the rest of your skin. Like when you're a little kid, you probably have like your elbow skin is really, really thick. You get older, it starts to thin out. It might keep the color. Just like your knees. Your knees have real thick skin on them because kids are always crawling around and stuff. They get callousy knees and all that. But it starts to thin out, stuff like that. But the term, I don't like the term when they talk about the scar tissue. No, you ain't got no scar tissue because that shit builds up. Because if that skin and everything is thicker, then hey, you got armor now. Now you're getting armor plating. You're getting armor plating. But some people get like it might be thinner, but it looks thicker. Now for scar tissue, it would be keloided type of skins and stuff like that. That's different. Where your body just overreacts to being cut. Yeah. Now, in some cases, you can get a thinner skin, but it's still not. I don't like I said, I just don't like that term where they talk about scar tissues, like tissues, because it's implying that you got more tissues because of the scar. More fiber tissue, like muscle tissue, fiber, something like that. I don't know. Gil Cole says scar tissue isn't as strong as normal skin. No, believe me, I've had my share of like real what they call scar tissue. Anyway, what's up, Gil? No, I have my share of some scar tissue that was way stronger for some reason. Because it was actual tissue, but after a while it disappears though. That's the whole thing. If you really have like scar tissue, this guy told you about my arm, how I got sewed up. It's gone now though. But I used to have this one spot on my arm that was like super strong. And it's all gone. It was right here. It was right there across here. but it's all gone now. It's didn't blended. It's blended back in. So now the skin is, it's probably it's not as strong as it was. It's not as strong as it was when it was actual scars. When it was scarred. When it was thicker. Now there's it's two. Is there's different combinations of what more or less there's different combinations of like if you're gonna use that term, there's different combinations. So you can have scar tissue skin. We're gonna just use the word this thicker and elastic and stronger. And then, so you're right about that. So I'm not no argument about that. But then you can have some people have it's like it can be thinner because of the way it heals. If it doesn't heal right, then yeah, it can be thinner. But see, this is how it becomes. This is how it's stronger and thicker. The reason it's stronger and thicker sometimes because a lot of times it overlaps. It'll just overlap because I had that in my knee, like on top of my knee. I had some stronger tissue because it was overlapped, so it was thicker. So it was thicker and stronger. But eventually, your body your body figures it out. Your body like, wait a minute, this is way too thick. I don't know how it repairs it, but after a while, your body will start to thin it back out, so it blends in with the rest of your body. I don't know, but some people they keep it. It's like, God dang, man, that thick thing, big old thick plate of armor on your arm or something like that. It's just like a lot of times when you see these guys that's been uh, in these fraternities and stuff like that, and you'll see that they'll get branded or something like that. Now that might be thin for a while. I mean, it'll be thick for a while. That scar tissue, as long as it has the collagen and all that, and is fibrous and elastic, it'll be stronger. But even after a while, that even disappears. It'll go back into like regular skin, because your body is not designed to have armor like that. If you damaged your body and it armored itself up, then after a while, it's gonna eventually that skin it'll start disappearing because your skin is only supposed to be so thick. So your skin probably takes up like 15% of your body weight because it's the biggest organ on your body. That's the biggest. It's the biggest and probably the one. It's the most important. You can't live without skin. Without skin, completely, you just die. Immune system, everything just goes down. So that's the biggest organ that you have. So it figures this. Let's say, for instance, a 150 pounder, a 150-pound man. So you're 150 pounds. That's 22 and a half pounds of skin, approximately, that's on your body. That's a lot of weight. You imagine? That's pretty nice size roast beef for a 150 pounder. 22 and a half pounds of, so 22 and a half pounds of weight, approximately, just in your skin alone. Yeah. But the subject, that subject there, when they talk about the scar tissues, it's like, no, it depends on how it heals up. Some people have like, it just ends up being like an armor plate for a while. And then some people, you're right. It's like some people, you can see there's no tissue there. It comes back thin, like, oh, that's thin. And so that's the whole subject. Because if you remember, because you was here, Michael Johnson was here, but you was here too. I don't know if Mr. Johnson's still there. But we talked about that when Tyson Fury got that eye busted. I said, man, I don't know why. I don't know why y'all not going for that eye. Y'all need to go for that eye because that eye is probably not armor plated. And so I think that might be a new spot on his eye now. It wouldn't be no way I wouldn't. One of my first punches would be an overhand to wanted to try to bust open that Frankenstein head of his. That giant Neanderthal. He just like that other. Remember they had that other giant. What was that other giant name? He was bigger than Fury though. That other Neanderthal that they had up in there. It was that Bay that busted him up? Was it Bay or was it Hay? Might have been that had him all wobbling around. Speaking of wobbling around, I went back and I looked at that. If you look at that Cotto fight with, because everybody was mad that Cotto fought Canelo. Now the other Cotto, when yeah, so when the other Koto, go back and look at that fight, man. I think it's first or second round. When Koto was fighting Canelo, that was the first time that you actually seen Canelo actually, like, I mean, he might have been hurt before that fight, but that fight. Um, don't y'all know Koto could have knocked Canelo out during that fight? His accuracy and stuff just didn't. He didn't see it, I guess, because after the bell, Koto walked to his. He was staggering over to his corner. He got clipped. He got clipped in that fight. Yeah. Okay, Gil says there's a higher chance of getting cut over the brow ridge because of the scar tissue. And you know what? You know why that is too. It's just like what I said, because usually you get sutures, whatever. Like you get the little stitches put in there, and they leave that space in the middle, so the skin has to grow together like this. It has to grow back together. I hope I'm demonstrating right. Like it has to grow together like this. But say for instance if they just sometimes if they butterfly it, same thing. It's looser like this. But if it's overlapped, think about it, it's like a fist over a fist is what I'm saying. But then after a while, what happens is your body, like your body will recognize, hey, that's too thick. But it takes it a long time, and then it starts to thin back out to normal. But for a time, it might be 10 years that you got that double thick skin. It's not going to bust. Long as, like I said, if it's elastic like it should be, if you still got the elasticity in it, because of the collagen that's produced and all that, and the strength is going to be stronger. But I understand the point. See, the scar tissue thing, that comes into play because of the surgery. It's because of the surgery and the way that it's put back together. So what happens is the doctors fix you, and they kind of take on the role of a plastic surgeon when they're sewing you up. Sometimes they don't give a shit. Sometimes they just staple you up and staple the skin on top of the other skin, and it'll be thick. You got these thick scars. Your skin is all doubled until your body decides to thin it back down. But then sometimes they take that approach where they leave a space in it when they're putting it together, and where what they call the scar tissue or lack of tissue is where they gathered it together. So it's like a seam. It's like a seam, and without super glue. So super glue is gonna make stuff, probably some stuff it makes stronger, some stuff it may be the same. I saw this thing on social media. I don't know if it was YouTube, but I saw this thing, and I was like, that's kind of crazy that you could use cigarette ashes and super glue makes like one of the strongest repair putties that you can get. And I was like, what the hell? I never even thought about using cigarette ashes and super glue. I'm like, wow. That you could actually do you can finish stuff with that, like smaller stuff. It wouldn't be cost effective if you used it on the body of a car. That wouldn't be cost effective, because how many bottles would you need? I mean, you need for super glue, you need like a pint. How much would a pint of super glue cost? And then ashes, where would you get that much ashes? I mean, time you got enough ashes from that many cigarettes, what you need? A case of cigarettes. Shit, that would cost more than just replacing the whole side of a car to use that. Yep. Michael Johnson said, Gil Coles, he said, hey, Wilder can't beat Fury, and I'm okay with that. Well, Wilder, because we know the reason. So the thing is, I don't have a problem with Wilder losing to him. Well, I do have a problem. I'll put it this way. I'm not gonna front. I have a problem with Wilder. The reason I have a problem with Wilder beating Fury is because I know Wilder can beat Fury. And when you said he can't, anybody can be beat. Anybody can be beat. The greatest of all time, lost to Leon Spinks. He lost to people he shouldn't have lost to. Wilder's not the greatest of all time. Wilder can beat anybody, but it's just you got to start. You got to have like a, I don't know. You got to do something with your style. You're not. He's not embracing his style. It was somebody else that was in here. Was just we were just imagining. I think it was Snuck You. Snuck You was in here. Gil said Cola could crack. He said salute to Mike. Yep. But the thing is with Wilder, and I'll go on to the other part I was talking about. But the thing is with Wilder is that he didn't embrace his style, and we were always talking about if he had like a better jab. So there's nothing wrong with having a better jab and work on defense. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not going to take. See, what people don't understand, that's not taken away from your style. Is to develop your jab. That's not taken away from your style, brother. Just because you develop a jab. Right, exactly. And how much is Parker better than Fury? No. Wilder did. Yeah, he might have won one round at the end of the fight, but I'm just saying, but you didn't fight any type of style that nobody recognized. You didn't even recognize what you was doing. What the hell? You just went out there and just was confused. I don't know. Because you was just trying, that old I'm going to knock you out style shit just don't work with everybody. You can't just run out and you ain't Mike Tyson is different. Because Mike Tyson, there was placement before he started cracking you. A lot of people just don't get it. If you're going to get in position, if you're going to be a type of fighter that sets people up, which you're just not going to be. But if you're going to be that type of fighter, yeah, you're going to have nothing but knockouts. But you're not the type of person that's going to set a fighter up and get him into a position where you can land the bomb. So at least get your defense tight and get a good jab at least. Because I gave up on all the other advice. I mean, all the other advice I gave him, maybe 3 things to do. 3 things to do. Which I know he's capable because he's athletic, Is like, besides your mental process of thinking about stuff, your footwork, your jab, and your defense that's 3 things. God dang, man, people act like, oh, once you can't teach your old dog new tricks. If an old dog knows that he's not gonna get fed if he don't learn the trick, that motherfucker gonna learn the trick. Believe me. Shit, you always got to learn something new. You can't tell me that somebody old going to some place new, they're not going to learn some new shit. You got to learn. I mean, a lot of old people don't want to learn stuff, like they don't want to learn computers, they don't want to learn smartphones and all that shit. But after a while, you got to learn. Shit, they had to learn how to go to their bank account online. They ain't writing checks no more. You got to learn. So that whole shit about he can't be taught. Well, that's the key. That might be the key because before, remember, it was there. There it is, right there. Because remember, I think it was Mark Breland. At least that's what I'm hearing, is that he couldn't be taught. He was undisciplined. So maybe by you just going out there thinking, oh, my power, that's all I need, and just going out there throwing a little jabs and sparring lightly and all that, that you think everything's going to be cool. Even though you see everything's not cool and you still think everything's going to be cool. It's like, shit, we know what you got to go do. And just like I said, it's just like, I don't know why I know Wilder so much. I think because of his skill set. That's why I know him so well. You was here too, Michael Johnson's Boxing Talk, or Mr. Johnson. You keep changing your damn name on me. But anyway, Mr. Johnson, so you were here, Gil was here, when I told y'all, when it came to Wilder, when he fought Brazil. I said Wilder has got to stop reacting, and he's got to stop getting hit with overhands behind the head. That's his vulnerable spot. Just hitting Wilder in the face is not going to get him dizzy or nothing like that. Hitting Wilder on the side of the head, behind the head, that's what's going to get Wilder. That's what your trouble is, sir. So get your defense together so you won't be getting wobbled up. Wobble, wobble, man. Yep. Mr. Johnson's Boxing Talking more. He said, why would you spend all the money for a camp and only come in with a right hand. That part right there. That part of not being prepared at all. This going back to your, because what he was doing is he was looking at the size. He was like, yeah, I trained for all this shit, but I can just go in here and knock this guy out because of his height and all that. But Parker got skills. It wasn't meant for you to go out at this stage of your career to just go out there and knock him out like that. You just threw your whole camp in the trash because you figure, oh, I'm just knocking this guy out. You came in there with the George Foreman versus Muhammad Ali attitude. Oh, Ali's old. I'm probably going to kill him. That's what George Foreman was thinking. He's old. I'll probably take him out quick. I don't care. I didn't take him out in 4 rounds. I don't care. He's going in 5. You come back out again. Oh, that's all right. He's going in 6. You come out again. Oh, I don't give a shit how tired I am. He's going out. He's going out in 8. But Wilder had a little bit more stamina, so you still, now you finally have a good round, but you have one good round, but it's too late now. After you realize, hey, it's real late in the fight now. I'm not going to be able to get that knockout. Then you try to go back to doing something that makes sense. Come on, stop it. Make it make sense in the beginning. Gil said not even 1 round. Yeah, that's a damn shame. But Michael, Mr. Johnson, you right about that shit though. That's the part right there. That's the part. And people get all defensive and stuff. I'm defensive of Wilder. The only reason I'm a defensive of Wilder, I want Wilder to be able to do better. I want him to be. See, the thing about Wilder with me is I want Wilder to be that one in a million. I want him to be the that Cinderella story type of guy. I want him to be that. He can't be it, but that's what I want. I want him to be that guy, but he can't be that guy. You can't be that guy for not being that guy. Because you come back and you do some shit, some uncharacteristic shit that you shouldn't do. Like, what the fuck is you doing? Why are you only trying to go for the knockout? Set this guy up. Make him feel like you ain't got nothing. The one thing about Wilder is, since people always worry about that right hand, just develop that jab, just start beating them up with the jab. When they be begging, like, oh, I hope he uses the right hand so I can, because he's jabbing the shit out of me. No matter, win on points. You don't have to have the knockout. It's better win on points than to lose at a decision, because you didn't do shit. And everybody want to defend you. Yes, I defend you more than anybody. But if you go back and look at our lives and stuff and see all the advice that I was trying to give, and you see that he did all the opposite shit. I said all the stuff he was vulnerable to. And we don't even have that big of a forum. It seems like these guys come in and they get sneak tips and some shit, because Parker just took everything out of my mouth that we talked about years ago, that Wilder's vulnerable for the overhand. So, of course, I'm throwing overhands. If you want to beat Wilder, if you are any kind of fighter, even if you're 5-0, you're just coming in and you challenge Wilder and you stay away from the right hand, all you got to do is throw overhands, you're going to win. Now, why can I make that so easy, but you can't clean that up? If there's one way to beat you, how can you can't stop that one way to beat you? It don't make no sense, because it's like, oh shit, they only can beat me one way. It's by throwing wild overhands. Okay, so what do? You got to change something. That's a damn shame, man. But Mr. Johnson said, he said, sad part is Parker knows that that was not Wilder. That's the whole part, is that Parker was like, shit, who did I just... See, so, because Parker's not going to get... See, that's a good observation. So the thing is Parker's not going to be like, oh shit, I can fuck anybody up now. He's not going to, excuse my mouth today. He's not going to be thinking that. He just know, like, oh shit, who did I just fight? He's like, damn, that was Wilder. He's not gonna be like, oh, that was what? Oh shit, I can do anybody like this. No, he's not gonna fall for that. And that's the whole point. Is if somebody else's mentality is not gonna change after fighting Wilder, to where they think they can just do anything. And even not even with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury knew he knows he just can't. I mean, he's got these guys beat with skills. But he don't try to come in and get 1 round knockouts because he beat Wilder. Oh, I can get a 1 round knockout over this. Now maybe he didn't train as hard for Ngannou, maybe, but people always say that shit. When you come in and you have a lackluster performance, you either pull now the thing that's gonna be synonymous with me is a Shakur Stevenson. So now for me, a Stevenson is a quit move now. For me, it's not him being born. Now the new thing that stamps and labels him is the retirement man. Won't you just go ahead and do a Shakur and retire? Stop. Oh, it's weak, but I want to bring other people in and train them. Shut your dumb ass up for saying something stupid like that. Yep. Gil said Wilder had a great career, and he said now it's over. He said he done. But how come Keith ain't done? And by the way, Gil, Keith gonna get knocked out. I know you don't want me to. I'm going for Keith. I'm with you. I'm going with Keith, but he's getting knocked out. Yeah, he's gonna get knocked out. Yeah, Mr. Johnson, Box Talking More said, laughing out loud. He said, "Yeah, I was." Yeah, but I'm just saying. Yeah, Gil Coach Malik Scott ain't doing him no favors either. Yeah. No, we got to go back to what, like I said, when it comes to Breland, he's not taking what you give him and doing what the shit that he's supposed to do. He's looking. Wilder was looking like a fucking a welterweight far as speed wise when I was watching him. I said, damn that. I said that man's actually fast. But all that shit, you can't leave that in the gym. You got to take that speed out on the road with you, along with your power. You can't leave all your training in the gym. It's like he just abandoned his training. Afterwards, he's looking good. Oh, he's looking great in sparring. Had a good camp. See, all that good camp stuff don't mean nothing to me. Oh, he had a great, excellent training camp. He's ready, prepared mentally and all that, blah, 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 blah. They just selling us. Like, they selling reporter stories. Like, let me write this down. Oh, yeah, he going to do this. He going to do that. All right, bet. You get your ass in there, and you don't do none of the shit that you should have been doing out there. You know what I mean? You ain't doing nothing you supposed to do. Nothing. Mr. Johnson Boxer Talking More said Malik got to go. Yeah. But, okay, so we can say that too, though. I mean, I'm not going to pick on him. Okay, but I'm going to say that he needs somebody who's going to tell him, if you don't, I'm going to work with you on this camp. This is what he needs. So, you guys know I'm a master at, like, my motivational type of shit. You had an excellent camp, champ. You had an excellent camp. That's how I'm talking to him. You had an excellent camp. But I'm going to tell you, if we go out here and we don't execute those things that we done during camp, because I know you're capable of doing those things, then I don't want to be with, I'm not going to, my services will no longer be needed in your camp. I'm going to tell you that. I say, I'm not, because my time is important, your time is important. You just going to have that talk with him to where he says, you know what, you're right, I'm going to go out there and use the jab that I've been using. I'm going to use the speed that I've been using. That's all that stuff just has to go up there. I'm going to look at the guy and see what he's doing. I'm going to switch it up. Even if Wilder, tall as Wilder do, this do some kind of a drunken style. If Wilder would have went in there like and just did some kind of drunken style, just made up, like, improvised like some steps, unorthodox boxing steps, he would have messed Parker all up. Parker would have known what was coming. And then just bombing him with hook. I mean, come on. Yep. Because I'm thinking about implementing that type of stuff anyway. Like, instead of teaching a fighter, you teach a fighter and ask a fighter what they could do in this situation. A lot of trainers don't. Most trainers don't do that. They just train you on this and that, and up the pads and stuff going over your head, block, going, and you slip this, do that, boom, 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 boom. But they should put pressure on you. Say, what are you gonna do what if this happened? Because even if you shooting shots off center or whatever, your head's out the way, that you can still get clipped. You can still get clipped. Remember, Conor McGregor kept doing the same shit on Mayweather over and over again. And he fucked around and he found out, He tried that same little move he had been doing, and Mayweather caught on and clipped him. That's the whole point. That's the boxing. It's gonna be up here. Anybody like Terrence Crawford, the easiest way to catch Terrence Crawford because he wants to get you, he wants to hit you back, is to hit him like with a, you hit him with an off-speed punch, and so he's gonna react like fast. But the thing is, you hit him with an off-speed punch. When he fires again, you already be ready to. You know he's gonna fire quick, and you be already set up to fire right over him. So with Terrence Crawford, you got to counter his ass. You know what I mean? That's all you got to counter him. Because the thing is, he's just used to countering. He's going to always counter. He's going to trap you. He's always going to try to counter. So when you counter him, now you finally got him. And he'll become aware of that, but then you change up again. Now we put the speed back on it a little bit and just wait for him, because you know he's going to counter. So don't even worry about your two-piece, because your two-piece, you probably going to get your two-piece off. So once he tries to counter, then you clock his ass. Now you get your two-piece off. See what I mean? You got to keep changing stuff up. It's not that scientific. You guys just got to. Nobody thinks. They just don't. It's not thinkers, man. Yeah. Gil Cole said, I want Wilder to retire and become Clubber Lang's son in the next Creed movie. You're stupid, Gil. I'm going to stop messing with you. Again, Mr. Johnson said, he said, like Wilder drunk the Kool-Aid, yeah. All these fighters, man. But they get Wilder with the love. the I love you, brother. And we boys stick with the black man. Yeah. He hit him with the old. So Michael Johnson said he hit him with the old adage, the old, we family adage and shit. But that shit, you can't take that into something as dangerous as boxing. Gil just wanted to be over so bad. Look at Gil just keeps saying this over. I know it hurts Eagles Web. I come to accept it though. Wilder is done fighting high level competition. Wilder 39 years is not over. It's not over. Like I said, I'm gonna keep I'm sorry, Gil. I'm gonna keep defending Wilder. I have nothing to do with Wilder. I defend Wilder because that's my dream. My dream is for somebody that's not supposed to make it is to make it. And I'm not gonna say you're not right. You're probably right, but I'm not gonna say you're not right, and I'm not gonna say you're right. I'm not gonna admit it. See, that's my whole point, is I'm not gonna give it to you. You're like, Eagle, just face it. He done, and that's it. And see, my whole thing is that's my whole defense for him, is that I don't defend Wilder because of skills and nothing like that, but I defend Wilder because Wilder is still much needed. Tyson Fury's really done too, though. Dude, he's done too. People might not think he's done. Somebody's gonna crack his eye or his chin. He's out. Like I said, Wilder has retired a lot of fighters, and you cannot. One thing you can't do. Well, you can, because a lot of Tyson Fury's fanboys and fangirls have ignored it, is Tyson Fury has been out cold by Wilder. He's been dropped before, but he's been actually out cold. People got to realize that. You get back up and you fight strong, but you still getting hit. You just think about it. You were just out, now you're up because your recuperative powers. You're back up, but you're still getting brain damage. Your brain don't forgive you for that shit. Your brain be looking at you the whole time in your life. Be looking at you, man, how you going to get me hit like that? Like your brain ain't looking at you like, how you going to get me cracked like that? Same thing with Wilder. He's loosened up a little bit. But with that kind of power, he still should be able to just... I would like for him to have a 3-fight, this comeback where he just devastates people and just retires. Like, I still got it. But show you got it. Because you can't show all that speed and stuff in training and then don't have nothing during the fight. Because if that's the case, if you're just not going to have a fight, I'm going to give you one more chance. But if you're going to come back and you're just not going to have a fight, you just ain't going to do shit, you're going to just try for a knockout, forget it, you're out of there. Then I'm with Gil. Gil said 30. He said 39. It's over. You're done, son. Wilder needed hit Malik with like the New Jack City, the Jamaican dude outside the apartment. you y'all silly, man. You silly for that, Michael Johnson. Gilco said, believing that Wilder can still compete is like brushing a receding hairline. Let's go left. He said, let it go. I'm not abandoning him, Gil. I'm not saying I believe. See, that's what you guys make. That's where you're probably making your mistake at with me. Is you think I'm saying believe. I'm not saying believe. Michael Johnson knows what I said. I didn't say I believe in Wilder. I never said that. So don't get it misconstrued. I'm not saying I believe in him. I'm saying I want that type of story for Wilder. I can't believe. Every time when I give the information out in here, like I told you, I told you guys, I said what his vulnerabilities were. Every time I tell his vulnerabilities, it's like somebody's camp comes in here and they know everything that I said. It's like, this is how you're going to lose this fight. Like, this is how you're going to lose. And you come in and lose exactly the way that I said you're going to lose. It's like, dude, really? That you came in and lost exactly the way I said, don't go in and lose like that, and then you go and lose. How many times your parents have ever told you, or your mom told you, don't do this, and you do the same shit that she just told you not to do? This is what's going to happen to you if you do this, and you do the dumb shit anyway. I mean, that's where he's at. It's like, come on, dude, stop doing this dumb shit, getting yourself in trouble all the time. It's like you're always in trouble for doing this dumb shit. Oh, damn, he's looking good. Look, because that's the only sport. Boxing is probably one of the only sports. There's a couple of sports where your training session, where you look so good in training and all that, and then go out and look like shit. That's probably one of the only sports. Because most of the time, like if you're doing track and field and you're in practice, you're running like, say for instance, you're a 100-meter runner. And you're hitting, in practice, you're hitting 10 flats and stuff like that. You're hitting like 9 something, like 9, 8 and stuff. And that's just practice. That's without the adrenaline going like, oh shit, you're going to do good. You're going to run a 9.7. You know, you're going to run that against competition because your adrenaline, that kicks you up another notch. But you're boxing like real good, and then you go, it's like, damn, what kind of training camps you had? I mean, I don't even know. Wilder looked bad, but I tell you, Wilder looked bad, but who was bad was Shakur was bad. I'm sorry. Wilder looks bad, but think about this. That you got one of the pound for pounds, a lot of people think he's the best boxer there is in boxing, Shakur Stevenson, and he goes out there and looks like shit. Come on, stop it. So, come on, he ain't 39. Yeah. Mr. Johnson Boxing Talking More, he said, well, Gil, that's good, because at least if Wilder wins, it will be surprise. Be a surprise of motherfucker. Yeah, it will be. It will be a surprise if he. It will be a surprise. But like I said, I don't have belief in nobody because I don't have beliefs in the first place. But I can always think that, yeah, I want this good thing to happen for this fighter. I mean, he's been through a lot of shit. I want this to happen for him, and I don't care what nobody think. Tyson Fury cheats. He just does. I don't care. That's my opinion. If you think it's for entertainment or whatever, but that's just in my estimation, is that you cheat. I done seen too many gloves, man. I done been through too many pairs of gloves. I done laced up too many pairs of gloves to know that gloves do not flop around on your hand. They just don't flop, period, because your fingers are there. They can't flop. Your fingers don't flop. Make your fingers flop. Make your fingers flop. And anyway, take your fingers and make them flop. Anyway, make them like actually flop. Make your fingers like right here. Bend your fingers back to where your fingers touch your forearm. Bend it back. I will pay you $10,000 if you can take your hand like this and bend your fingers back to your forearm with no pain and no nothing. Just bend them back and be like, it's $1,000. That's 8,000, yeah, 1,010, whatever. Bend them back. Yeah. Gil laughing his ass off. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Bruce Gas boxing Jazzy boy. Salute, Bruce. He said, salute, bro. Eagles way of boxing. And I don't know what Bruce feels about that, or I don't know what y'all feel about that, but Tyson Fury just a cheater. He said, not a floppy glove gate show. Nah. I was just saying the gloves don't, I'm not even bringing that part. I'm just saying the gloves. I said your fingers cannot touch your forearms. That's all I was saying. That your fingers cannot bend back and touch your forearms. I know, we know that Tyson Fury cheat, but that's like, come on, stop playing. I mean, he's just a cheater. That's all that is. But I mean, we can't do nothing about that. So we can't. There's nothing we can do about that. So if they're gonna allow that to happen, then they allow it to happen. Just like all fighters cheat. It's just some cheat. Most cheating for the fighters is just acceptable. Those fighters that don't cheat, especially like Wilder. Wilder doesn't cheat, but he should cheat. Wilder has the best excuse to cheat than any fighter in boxing that's at his level because of his skill set. Damn, dude, you got the right to cheat. How could you need to be smashing people with elbows and wrists? You need to be cheating. Because of Wilder's skill set, he should cheat. If you're not going to develop a good jab and nothing like, I'm gonna give you one more. I'm gonna give you one more fight. Then I'm gonna be on. Then I'm gonna be sitting next to Gil on the same boat. The only reason I want you to win is because I love to see an underdog, story. I don't want the story that's already written. We already know how it's going. Like, oh, Crawford's gonna beat this guy, or this guy's gonna beat this guy. I don't want it set up like that. It's just like when it comes to Ngannou versus Joshua. I want Ngannou to win. Joshua will probably win, but he could make mistakes and end up going to sleep. Gil Cole said, Bruce said that Gil Cole salute. Yep. So that's my whole issue is that I want, or my whole thing is I want Wilder to win, not because of belief. I want Wilder to win just because I like stories like that. Because if you think about it, we got some messed up stories. Now, I can say the same thing when it comes to like Rolly Romero, but I can't have two at the same time. I can't have Wilder and Rolly. Maybe I'll go for Rolly after, if Wilder decides to retire, then I say, okay, well, Rolly, go ahead. I hope Rolly, becomes that story. Like, oh, we got another puncher. We just don't have them like we used to. They're just not, they don't exist like they used to. We just don't have the mix of boxers like we used to. I'm sorry. You guys can think that this is modern boxing. We just don't have the talent like we used to have. You always, it's every decade you have a certain talent pool, and then sometimes it just doesn't pan out. Like, especially for heavyweights, we just don't have a good pool of heavyweights. It's just not. They're just not there. They have been ran through. Wilder took them all out. Now, the problem I have with Wilder taking out all these fighters now that I think about it is that the pool is the heavyweight picture is so small now. Wilder took all these guys out. You took all these guys out, but then you didn't do nothing with it afterwards. You didn't develop. You took these guys out of boxing, but then you didn't develop yourself to where everybody said, oh shit, yeah, I can't wait to see him. Because at one point everybody was sitting on pins and needles. Everybody wanted to see Wilder, but after this performance, you want to go to the Barclay. It might not. Everybody might feel a little sentimental. They might be like, okay, we'll give him one more shot. But I think at the most you might get one more shot. Yep. Bruce again. He said Freddie's what he said? Freddie Blassie used to say, "Win if you can, lose it if you must, but always cheat." He said, if you can lose, you must, but always cheat. Hell yeah. But that's what you gotta do though. If sometimes you gotta Like I said, I mean, and I'm not putting. See, now don't put words in my mouth and don't be thinking, "Oh, Eagle, you ain't right for that or whatever." But f that. If all fighters cheat in the first place, then just cheat and don't do dumb shit and cheat. Don't do dumb shit and get yourself dis. Because some fighters end up cheating, you get your dumb ass disqualified for doing dumb shit. Don't do like Galata and shit and get yourself disqualified. Don't do dumb shit like Ortiz did and get your ass knocked out, headbutting people and shit. Don't do dumb shit like that. But when I say cheat, like if a fighter's twisting your arm, twist his arm. If he's using elbows, use your elbow. If he's using his wrist or whatever, or his fist down in the glove, tell somebody, oh, he's got his fist down in the glove. Put your fist down in the glove. And then say, oh, he's doing the same shit. Then tell the ref he's doing the same thing. Just tell the ref, hey, you ain't stopping him. He's doing it. Yeah. Yo, Cole said Breland didn't poison the water bottle. Hey, see, I lost respect to Wilder on that. I don't know. Wilder, he's something wrong with people. Some people sometimes is just. I don't think Breland. If the water was tainted and had nothing to do with Breland, it has to do with somebody. If I'm just saying, if it was, I'm not agreeing with it. But if the water was poisoned, then it was somebody who had money on it. But trust me on that. If somebody had money on it, if it was poison, then somebody had money. It was somebody else with money on it. If it was poison. Yeah, if it was poison, it was somebody else. It had shit to do with Breland. I'm not gonna blame Breland for it, but it's somebody else. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I know you wrote Wilder off. I'd give Wilder another chance. I mean, Shakur, I really don't give a damn. See, Shakur Stevenson, what the thing about Shakur Stevenson is he's not that important. Like boxers like him. They say he has a high skill set, but nobody really gives a shit. I don't know what he's thinking. Like, oh, they're going to miss me. They're going to need me. No, they ain't not going to need your dumb ass. Ain't nobody going to need you. Nobody's going to need you. Nobody's going, oh, no, don't retire. Yeah, you're going to have a handful of people to say don't retire, but for the most part, you ain't doing nothing to where, excuse me, well, you done messed up the pay-per-view. Oh, no, he messed up the pay-per-view for retiring. Nah. Wilder's messing up people's money. So Wilder, he can't have another bad performance because you messing up people's money. Okay, we're going to give you one more shot. We're not going to give you that much. We're going to give you, instead of the $40 million you should have made, we're going to give you, we're going to give you $14 million. Now, if you come back and get the knock, if you come out and fight and do what you're supposed to do, then we're going to put your pay back up. But if not, you just ain't going to get that money. You're not going to get it. Simple as that. But for Shakur, nobody gives a shit. There's certain fighters that they can leave boxing and nobody really cares. Like even when Teofimo was pretending like he's going to leave. I don't know. A lot of people hyping him up. But he got soundly beat up. Who was that soundly beat him up? Was that Kambosos that soundly beat him up, right? So stop. You're not. A lot of you fighters, you're not as important to boxing as you think you are. Not today. It's different. It's a whole different dynamic. You got fanboys and fangirls now. So you could be a social media fighter and get fights. They care about you bringing money in, just like the whole thing with the Super Bowl. Isn't that kind of ironic that all of a sudden that a certain female is involved with the NFL and helps them to generate millions and millions and millions and millions of more dollars, and her interest ends up being in the Super Bowl. Which that's okay with me, y'all, because guess what? That means I get to wear my KC shit 3 times out of the last 4 years. I get to wear my KC stuff again. I think it's scripted. From what a lot of stories I heard is that the script of this Super Bowl was supposed to be the 49ers beating, who was it? The Ravens. But now it may be the 49ers beating KC. It might be scripted. Now I don't know if you guys understand that or believe in all that conspiracy type of stuff, but hey, all I know is sports is most sports seems to be like really easy to fix. I don't know. I don't know if there's a sport that you can't fix. Um, Track and field, you can't really fix a lot of that. Like fix like some of the field events, yes. The sprints, not so much because it's electronic timing and all that. So it's like, nah. That's hard. It's harder to fix that one. But golf, that's easy. Bowling, oh man. I used to feel that bowling is the easiest sport to fix. If you want somebody to get 15 strikes or something, I mean that's like all you gotta do is put a little man behind the glass in there. Michael Johnson boxer talking more. Said, yo, he said Gil Coles. He said, yeah, Breland didn't cause that shit. He said I did. Yeah, okay. So, Mike, Mr. Johnson, he said, Bruce. He said you're late. He said I'm picking your pay. I guess he meant he's docking his pay. Yep. Who should Keith fight after he beat Tszyu? Keith is gonna get knocked out, man. Yeah. Yeah, Keith is getting knocked out, Gil. I know you're going with your boy from down there, but he's getting knocked out. Tszyu said he's knocking him out, so I'm gonna go with Tszyu's prediction because he's been right so far. He's been telling how he's gonna beat certain people up. He sees something in Keith. That's why he letting Keith fight him. He sees something in Keith where he can knock Keith's ass out. Yeah, he's knocking Keith out. Keith is just finally gonna get knocked out and then roll off into the sunset. Do I know that to be like the facts or something like that? I don't know. But I think he's getting knocked out. I'm going to just go ahead and go with Tszyu and say that he's going to get his ass knocked out. But how come nobody wants to say nothing about Shakur? You guys don't care about my statement? You guys not going to come back and defend Shakur? You guys agree with me? Hey, put up a one if you agree that I said that Shakur is not that important to boxing. Or y'all can disagree. Like, no, F that eagle. Y'all can get mad at eagle like some people do. F that eagle. Shakur is that guy. I done yawned like about 5 times since I've been on here. And yawning, they say yawning don't have nothing to do with being tired or nothing like that. Oh man, I gotta do this, get some paperwork done. Okay, I know what to do. I gotta get my schedule together. I put my schedule together. I'm gonna just do one thing at a time. Oh shit! I gotta get out of here too because I gotta go over to the bank. Every day is Mother's Day for me up until like about the 28th. 28th of the month, and that's actually the end of the month. This month, end of the month, I'll be just paying bills the whole time. It's like, damn, man. This month seems like it's almost over with already. This year is going so fast already. So far, this year done went way faster than last year. You know, was it 2021 or 2020 was that slow year? Yeah, that COVID year, that was slow. All these boxers get replaced eventually. Yeah, they get. Well, we could use the word replacement, but I don't know. You can't really replace him because we're still looking for somebody to replace Ali. Still, we're just looking for somebody to do something, man. It's like, and stop telling these damn stories all the time about how. Not you, Gil. I'm just saying that some of these fighters always telling these stories about who inspired them to fight. It's like shit. If he inspired you to fight, says somebody need to inspire your ass to quit fighting. Oh, if it wasn't for Ali or if it wasn't for this now, I wouldn't be fighting. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, but you fight like shit. You don't blame you're tarnishing some of these great names because of of how you're fighting and what you're doing. Yeah. Mr. Johnson said, he said, yeah, he said, yeah, he says that Keith got more rust than Poppy's boat. Oh, wow. That's the only thing that I can say about that is I can't really necessarily concur with what he's saying. I'm just messing around when I say any of these fighters, anything happening to these fighters. But I am serious about Wilder. I would like to see Wilder have, like, I would like to see him do something special. But if he doesn't, he doesn't. I don't really give a shit about none of these fighters. If they get knocked out, then hey, Michael Johnson, we got to report that in here anyway. So you already know me. So you know I'm gonna talk bad about whoever gets knocked the F out anyway. You know we might do a whole special on tomorrow. You know I'm gonna put up some of my you know the board. You already know. You guys already know my backgrounds that I have up in here. We done collected all these backgrounds for years, so I'll put up something. Let somebody come up with a meme. You know what's going up in here. I'm gonna put the meme up of you getting knocked, your skeleton getting knocked out of your body. You know I'm putting it up there. I think Shakur beats Devin. I think Shakur don't beat nobody. I think Shakur beat his own self by quitting. He's not gonna beat Devin. And I'm gonna tell you, this is the main reason I'm telling you he's not gonna beat Devin is because Shakur is not going to 140. He has to beat Haney. He's gonna have to beat 165-pound Haney. He's not gonna do it. He doesn't bring enough offense to beat Haney. I don't care about his skill set. He just don't bring enough offense. It ain't like he's going to step to Haney. He's going to change his game plan and all of a sudden he's going to be stepping to Haney. And most fighters do step to Haney. What does he do when they step to him? You said where's Arrow's background? Let me see. I don't. Oh, I can't look at it right now because I got you guys. I have you guys' page clicked on. I don't know. I have to look through them. I got Julian Jackson. What I have on the board that I can see right. I got Julian Jackson. I got Crawford. And I got Crawford. Image. Mostly I got Crawford. Where I can see right now, I got Crawford and Porter. And Julian Jackson. That's what I have on the screen, but I'm not clicked in. So in other words, I'm not clicked into the screen because if I click out of you guys the screen that you guys see, if I click out of that, then I start losing my time. For some reason, the time disappears on it. I start falling behind for some reason. I don't get it. I don't know why it does that. But if I go back to look at the screen, like if you guys say something here that I don't see, and I go back to the other screen. It won't show it because it'll start lagging. Like every time I click on it, it'll lose like a second at a time. Like 1 second, 2, 3, 4. It's like it's going backwards. Like say for instance, it starts going backwards right now. Time I click on it, like what I'm just saying now, will be like in the future. Because the thing, it just kind of rewinds or something like that, yeah. But y'all know I got the troll background, I got all that stuff. But whatever we gotta use, we're gonna use it. It depends on what how our conversation is working out. If our conversation has me to do that, then you guys know I'll have no problem with putting that shit up. But anyway, I want Wilder to do better. If Wilder can do good, that'll be good. If not. However, whatever happens in boxing, we had a pretty decent year. We're going to get some garbage fight because some of these fighters done turned into garbage. I think the Bivol versus Better B, I think that's going to be a good fight. Canelo, much disrespect to him for me. I know a lot of you guys still love him. Some oh Canelo, he's the guy or whatever. I still don't. I'm not gonna respect him. I think he should be fighting other fighters. Far as Benavidez is concerned, it's the only reason you're doing what you're doing is because of. It's not because it's because of the competition. It's because of the competition. It's just like your homeboy. Your homeboy went in there, and he fought the wrong person, and got clipped. You know what I mean? The other, I can't think of his name right now. The other tall Mexican guy that people thought he was like cheating. He was a cheat code because he was fighting at 154. Then he went all to sleep. It was like, huh. He was. I had never seen nobody do that before. When he was on his back, he was on his elbows, looking at the ref like, oh, "Ref, hi. What are you doing? Are you counting me out?" Fandora, right? Is that his name? Fandora. Yeah, hey, everybody, I'm just chilling. I think I'm knocked the F out, but just gonna sit here and just chill on my elbows and just sit up like, like he got the thoughts knocked out of his ass. He wasn't knocked out. He just got his thoughts knocked out, which is crazy. But anyway, Monday, I gotta get some other stuff done, man. My shout out to all the real people that I see, and my shout out to all y'all that mess with me. I'm gonna keep it running. Y'all know what it is. Nothing but blessings, man. All right. Actually, I shouldn't say that because a lot of people feel that means be less. I don't want y'all to be less, but y'all know my understanding of it. The way that I mean it is, I want nothing but I want good things to happen to y'all. You know what I mean? I ain't got no hate for nobody to come see me. No way. Yeah. Yeah. So I just changed the way I word it. Gil Cole said, Fundora is still a problem. Yeah, Fundora a problem, all right. Yeah, he right here, problem. I don't even know if I'm still here, but anyway, I was supposed to be going anyway. But yeah, Fundora, yeah, Fundora. You're right, Fundora is a problem. Fundora on his elbows, like, oh man, ref, why you counting me out, son? Are you at 6? With him just sitting up like they should just got his ass up. Anyway, I'm done with y'all, man. I'm out of here, Gil. Come see me. I think I'm here Wednesday, man. I gotta check this schedule, man. I'll let y'all know tomorrow, man. But hopefully we're gonna be up in here. I'm gonna catch y'all.